of a series, Graduate Student Essentials. There's maybe 5 of them. On the other handout, I have all of them listed. And this first one is a library research refresher. You've all done library research before in your undergrad time, but now as a graduate student, it's going to be a bit different and probably a little bit more intense. So our outline for today is we're going to talk about where you can find examples of other people's dissertations and theses, which will be a great example to you as you write your own. We're going to talk about keywords and then searching the UI library catalog with Boolean searching and finding books. Then we're going to talk about finding articles and talk about our interlibrary loan service here at the University of Idaho Library, as well as Google Scholar and how to connect your account here with Google Scholar so you can have access to everything. I'll go over some other library resources. We'll talk briefly about citations and citation managers, although there is another workshop on that. And then at the end, we'll have questions and feedback. I just mentioned this is the first time we've done the Graduate Student Essentials, and so I'll have a brief assessment form that is for me so that we can keep making this better. You can write about the bagels, if that's the best part. I know that's true. All right. So, come on in, grab a bagel, sign in. Okay, we're going to start with ProQuest dissertations and theses. All right, so this is the library homepage, which you've all probably seen at least. We're going to cover searching the catalog and some of these other things towards the end. But probably one of the most important things is this databases A to Z dropdown. And when you click it, these are all of our subject databases, and there's this dropdown if you know what you're looking for. But there's also this databases by title, and you can search by subject, database type. If you happen to know a vendor provider, you can do that too. But here, under dissertations and theses, full text, it's through ProQuest, so I think it'll also be in the P's as well. But this is a database, and it is dissertations and theses from universities all around the world, and yours will go in here eventually too. When you finish writing your dissertation or theses, then we will get a copy of it. A copy comes to the library, and we'll keep a hard copy of it in our special collections, and then a copy will be digitized and submitted to this database. So everyone will be able to find your work by searching here in a couple of years. So if you go to advanced search, see there's quite a few options that you can look up authors. You can just put in subjects here. You can search anywhere. This is pretty standard kinds of things for databases. But down here, you'll see that you can look up advisors, and you can look up universities and institutions. So if you know that someone is a leader in your field and you want to see all of the dissertations and theses that their advisees have written, you can do that here just by looking up an advisor. And it's all controlled vocabulary, so if you know who someone is, you just select and add to search. Well, let's see if Jane Sherwood has any. Only one. But you'll see here that you can just have the full text PDF here. And this is a full text database, so you should be able to get the full text of all of these. If you have any trouble ever finding a full text dissertation or thesis, we will get them for you. Sometimes if they haven't been digitized, if they're older, we're talking 60s, 70s, we'll have to request it from the university through interlibrary loan, which I'll talk about later, but we'll get it. Sometimes we'll even buy it. Yes?
What is the most recent, like, could you get from last semester through this database?
That is a tricky question. Possibly. I want to say they usually, I know that for the theses and dissertations from U of I, it usually takes a year or two for them to end up on here, although sometimes it goes a lot faster. It just has to do probably with the time of year and how quickly they go up. Do you have any other insight in that, Lisa?
Yeah, it really varies. I mean, usually within a year and a half, you can get them here. But we most likely would have the print copy sooner than the digitized copy. So you could always come here or reach out to the student's advisor, and they're often able to get you a copy too.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So if, let's say, you could select, if you wanted to see all of the dissertations and theses that are on here from the University of Idaho. Oops. Maybe. And then you can add search, and then you can see everything that's on here. Again, ours are not all digitized, so it's also worth looking in the library catalog because we'll have some in print as well. All right. So this is a great way to see formatting, to see just how other people have approached writing a dissertation or thesis in your area. It's also a really great way to get reference lists. These are not peer reviewed, but they have usually really, really great reference lists. So if you can find something that's on a similar topic, adjacent topic, then this is a good place to start to get some other sources. Okay, I know that was a very quick introduction to ProQuest dissertations and theses, but any other questions about it? No? Okay. So then we will go back to keywords. Okay, so this is my dog, Beatrix, and she's so cute. And when I got her, I got her about a year ago. I never had a dog before. And so I wanted to do all of this research on dog behavior. And I like to use this example because anything is research. Anything counts. It doesn't have to be something really pie in the sky or lofty. Everything is a research question. So she is my example today. See, she was mad because that's my Kindle and I wasn't paying attention to her. All right. So I'm going to go over keyword generation. You've probably done this before, but just as a reminder, that when articles and books go into a database or library catalog, there's a lot of words people use that you might not think of immediately to describe that article or book. So, for example, B is a pit bull blue heeler mix. So for a pit bull, there are many different terms for that. She's an American Pit Bull Terrier, an American Staffordshire Terrier, an American Bully, and a Staffordshire Bull Terrier. Any of those things will bring back possibly something that I'm interested in for that part of her. Also, a blue heeler could be a cattle dog or an Australian cattle dog. And then a dog is also canine. For scientific terms, you're always going to want to make sure that you're using scientific terms as well as common terms, and that you're also spelling things out completely. It's like E. coli. I don't know what the E stands for off the top of my head, but you're going to want to find out and use that whole word. Does that make sense? Okay. So then, when you have your keywords from your research question, you'll use Boolean searching. So this is a pretty comprehensive list of Boolean things that you use. But you can check in any database you use. If you go in the help section, every database sometimes will have this set out, and sometimes a few of them use a little bit different system. This is generally true, but it's not always. So quotation marks, results contain the exact phrase. So an American Pit Bull Terrier. If you don't put quotation marks, you might end up with results that are only about American, which is going to make your results list huge, whereas you want only things that are about those 4 words combined. And the results contain all keywords. This is the default in most databases. It's just combining everything. So in this instance, I have my American Pit Bull Terrier in quotes and behavioral because I want to learn about her behavior. Or, in parentheses, the results contain at least one keyword. So dog or canine, I'll get results with both. Parentheses, this is all algebraic. So if you put things in parentheses, I can combine dog or canine and then and behavior. You can make very, very long, lengthy, complex search strings. So that is something to keep in mind. Not results exclude this keyword. So best example is if you're studying pandas and you keep getting things about Panda Express, they'll put not express. So I don't know. It's that whenever you're studying, there's probably going to be something, you keep getting results about something you don't want, you put not and not get those back then. And then a wild card is an asterisk. Realize that is small. But in this example, if you put an asterisk at the end of behavior, you'll get behaviors, behavioral. So this is a really great one for lots of words. So you're not limiting yourself to having a word end in an S or having it end in a specific ending. Yeah. So Boolean searching. So we're going to take this and go search. Well, UI library catalog. So, like I said before, so this is our search catalog. Anything in here, you'll just, this is what you're searching with the University of Idaho has access to. So if I do one of my searches, American Pit Bull and behavior, we'll get 251 back. Let's see if I add a wildcard. I didn't try this before, so we'll see if it actually makes 30 more. No, see, it didn't do anything that time. But it might other times. That's the thing about research. You always just have to keep trying different things. It might not work the first time. It might not work the second time. You just keep tweaking it until eventually you find something useful and then follow that. You'll also have noticed that this popped out as Ask Us. The librarian who's sitting at the reference desk right now, which is by that information sign, is also available to IM. 9 to 6 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 9 to 5 on Friday. You can talk to us in person, you can email us, but you can also, if you're just like, something isn't right in the catalog, something's not working, I can't find this, you can just chat and it'll be really, you'll just put your name in or not and your questions, and pretty low key.
I had one recently that because it was summer, the reference librarian wasn't available, so that, but I emailed them and they got back to me really quickly and said, yes, indeed, the full text links were here, did not work. They told me how I could get it, so that was helpful.
That's great. Yeah, we don't have a reference desk or chat in the summer. We just have email. Well, we'll be here. We'll be here until May. Okay, so these are our results, and you'll see over here, just like on Amazon or any other website, you have your limiters. So if you want something really new, you can change your years. You can say, I only want peer-reviewed journals, and then you just make sure to apply your filters to get things back. And these are not always going to show up. These find sources citing this and find sources cited in this, but this is, can be useful if you click on it. Let's see, if you say find sources cited in this, these are the other things you have access to that are in their reference list. So it just makes it a little bit easier. So let's go on to this one. So find this article. You'll see that it's available here. So you just keep clicking. That is the key to finding anything, is you just keep clicking until you finally get to somewhere that tells you can download a PDF. And if you don't ever get somewhere that says that you can download a PDF, let us know. and we can get it for you through interlibrary loan, and we might need to fix our catalog. We have over 1.5 million books. We have so many more articles and journal things, so sometimes things are a little bit wrong. So please let us know if something's not working. Here, you'll also see down here that we have subject, Library of Congress subject headings is LCSH. And so here, this is not even talking about a job. So this would be incorrect. I'd have to go back. And I'd probably, if I kept doing this, I'd be like, I don't want anything about Robert Gelbard. That's not what I'm interested in. So let's go find something else. We'll get rid of this. Oh my gosh. Pitbull. We'll say American Pitbull and dog. And behavior. Oh my gosh. Okay.
That's a really great example, though.
I have a quick question. Does and have to be capitalized?
Yes. Okay. Should be. It is the default though, so even if you don't put and in there, it'll still do it. Let's see. We're not American Pitbull. I feel like that American is throwing it off. So this is about pit bull terriers by laws justified. So this is interesting and slightly more related. This is not about that man in Indonesia, is it? No. Okay. So here, once you have the actual article that's related, you'll see that there's the subject headings, which is pit bull. There's also subject headings for dangerous dogs in Australia. And so if you can find a subject heading, so in this instance, pit bull, I know that that's how all of these articles are classified. Subject headings can get pretty granular. So if you can find one that applies to your research topic, grab it and don't let go. And you can then click through it and find a lot more results. And now there's 318, so there's a lot more. And then you can just keep adding. And you'll see in the advanced search that its subject is exact pit bull. So then you can go here and we could add behavior and see what we get. And we end up with things that are a little bit more on topic than that first search. So then here, okay, so full text available, that's great, it's an article. This print book about Billie Holiday is orange and says check request options. This is a book that's available through Summit. Have any of you heard of Summit yet? Yeah? So it's our 38 other, oh yeah, you have a Summit book. So it's our 38 partner libraries here in the Pacific Northwest. And we share, there's some ebooks in the catalog that we share with them. We also share print materials. They'll get here in 2 to 3 days, so really quickly. And they're in the catalog. So you can say, show libraries, and the University of Washington owns this. So then you would sign in and then request it. And then you can pick that up at the circulation desk, which is that desk by the circulation and reference desk that says information. That's also where you can check books out that you found in the library, and your Vandal ID is your library card. There's Summit books. And then this is also a nifty little thing, is add this item is a this pin. It'll like zoom up, and then you can look at all of your favorites later. So if you're signed into your library account, which I would, you will be if you're on here, then it'll save it for you. The favorites, if you're not signed in, the favorites will just stay for one session, but then it'll go away if you're not signed in, if you are on a public computer.
And there's a way to edit that list, your favorites list.
Yeah.
If you say you don't want to keep something
right, yeah,
for an extended period of time. Okay, I see the X over there. Yeah.
Then you can get rid of it. And see, this is I'm not signed in, so this is just from this session.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So Library of Congress is how the library is organized. Starting with A up on the 4th floor and winding its way down to the 2nd floor. is where the books are, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then our print journals are on the second floor. We have, if you want one, these are the reference desk up here, by subject and on which floor it is, if you ever want to do just some browsing in your area, or in general. And then we also have reference books, so encyclopedias, some standards. There's a book about the AKC breeds of dogs you can check out, and that's all over here. There are some of the only books on the first floor over on the other side of the reference desk. So that is how to find a book in the library. Any questions on that? That is usually my #1 comment I get when I teach classes is I forget to tell students how to check a book out at the library. So like go all in depth. I'm like, how do I get a book? If you can't find it, you can ask us for help at the reference desk. You can also request, if you're in the catalog, you can say request, if you sign in, you can say request UI owned item. We'll go find the book for you, and you can just pick it up at the circulation desk. So, I mean, it's fun to go find a book yourself, but if you're like, I don't have time, you can do that. All right, so then next, I've already spoken briefly about databases.
What if we want to find just books that are in this library?
Oh, absolutely. So if you're looking just for books in this library, you can change your drop-down here to just UI library. So there's Summit plus articles is everything we have access to. Plus Summit, you're going to end up with just books that are here and there. And then UI library is just the books here. So you'll click that. But you're also getting ebooks still. So if you were just say, I only want print books, you go down to resource type and select that. And then you'll see here that it has the UI library main stacks, 3rd floor, and the call number.
Why does it say send via text? What does that mean?
So you can just select that.
It'll send you that call
Yeah.
and stuff.
And you just put your number in so that you don't have to write it down. You get your like 5s mixed up with S's and stuff like that. Yes. That was broken last week and we all panicked. It's very popular, but it's working. Should be fun. You can also, if you know what database you want, so like if you want Web of Science, you can put that into, if you're like more into searching. So there's a database, you can search for databases in the catalog as well. Or that database is A to Z list.
Can I ask, so let's say you have a subject, but you're not sure what database it would be in.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you want to see there's a database on dogs. I know there's not, but.
Right, like if there was just one.
But is there a way to do databases by, you know, if you've got an idea of what you want,
Mhm.
but you don't know the name of the database?
Yes. So that is a good question. So in this databases by title, we have subjects here, but they're really broad and not comprehensive. So something like dogs would not
Canine or whatever.
show
So
up.
how would you
Yeah.
find a database that handles your search on your pet dog?
So I would probably, if we have, I'd look through here and there's like one on wildlife, which isn't quite right. But there's usually, if I don't know where to search, the broadest one is going to be the library catalog. But then there's also Academic Search Premier, has the largest number of articles. That's kind of a pretty good catch-all for most subjects, have something in it. Or Web of Science, which is all scientific topics. Actually, probably, if I wanted something not specific, I'd ask the library.
I was going to say, reference library. I'd be like,
Yeah.
which database?
And we could look into it more, just because I'd have to look and see, you can see what your scope is here. It might be where you have to try it out a few times, try a couple different ones. It's because when you have something really specific, especially if you're searching for dogs, do I want dog psychology? Do I want dog anatomy? Do I want veterinary? There's so many, you have to maybe find that disciplinary database and then search within that. Is because if you look in psych info, you'll be able to find a lot of things on dog psychology and like behavioral psychology of canines. If I look in Web of Science, I'm more likely to find things on anatomy or their health. And then we don't have a vet school here, so I don't know if we have a very good database that would be on like veterinary science.
I was just curious, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to take you off task, but
Oh no, that was a
So-
really great question.
The database is viable if you have an understanding of what database you're looking for, but
Mhm.
not if you're looking for a subject. That might not be how to go about it. You might do the catalog and try it from there. I don't know, I'm just playing with
Right.
ideas.
If you're starting from scratch, I'd start with the catalog. And then you might see what databases you're finding that things are coming up in. I would recommend asking your advisor what they recommend. They'll know.
He doesn't like dogs, he likes cats. so.
Okay, so if there's better cat ones, right? And yeah, it's a lot of trial and error. Research is
Okay.
very iterative. It's a lot of like, let's try something here, let's try something there. You'll probably find different things in each place.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Speaking of really broad places to search, I'm going to show you. Oh my gosh, that dropped out there. Google Scholar and how to attach that to your account. So we have a link to Google Scholar. And if you're on campus, if you're using AirVandal Gold, Google Scholar automatically connects you to the library because we pay a lot for subscriptions. You pay a lot to go to school here for subscriptions and to have access to everything. And so, so when you're on Google Scholar, you'll see all of these University of Idaho, get it?
How did you get there? You were on the library page?
Library page, and then you can also do scholar.google.com, but we also have, we just added a link. From this menu, has a lot of academic search from here, which is that really good catch-all, JSTOR, Web of Science, Google Scholar. These are the most broad databases. But, so you'll see when you're here, you can click through and it'll bring you back through the library catalog that you'll notice when you're looking for things on Google Scholar that sometimes if you're just getting a PDF of things, it's a preprint. It's not the final version of an article. It's just out there for free on the internet, which means that it might not have gone through all the stages of peer review yet. They might have had to redact something from that. They might have changed something. Not a great thing to cite. So you'll want to find the final published version of articles. And if we don't have it, you can get it free through interlibrary loan. Again, I'll show you in a second. But here it took us back through the library website to this familiar page, and then you keep clicking through to get to the provider of this article, which in this instance is Science Direct and Elsevier. And you can download the full text in PDF.
Quick question.
Yeah.
I know I've done it maybe both ways, but I've been using Zotero. So do I click the cite from here button and then it gives me the link from that citation, or do I go to download PDF and then do the cite?
Right. So for Zotero, so if you have the Zotero plugin,
Yeah.
which is here,
Right.
you've got Save to Zotero, and you can just save it from this page if you're using Zotero and have the plugin.
Okay.
And that'll save the PDF for you.
Okay. Perfect.
It'll also do it if you click the PDF.
Okay.
What is Zotero?
Zotero is a citation manager. So we'll just talk about that briefly.
Okay.
So citation managers are software that will keep track of all your citations, all of your resources for you. And so you don't have to create your own bibliography or reference list. It'll save you hours and hours and hours of time if you just get one right away. Zotero is the one that I recommend because it's free, open source, and it's really easy to use. Has a Chrome extension. It's integrated in Google Docs as well as Word. It's very easy to use. And if you come back in a couple weeks at this time, I will be teaching a class for the, which one? It's on the, it's in a couple weeks.
Tips?
On citation management on September 24th, I'll be teaching a class on Zotero and show you exactly all the steps for using it. Yeah, but there's also the cite button that you can use here, or if you just need a quick like citation, the library catalog has a citation here. So you just pick your version, your type of citation, and then just copy it. So if you're like, I only just need this really quick, then we have that as well. Yeah. We're just trying to save you as much time as possible.
So speaking of
yeah.
this, do you have, or is there some place to quickly access style guides?
From the library website? Yes. In our from home under research guides, there are research guides. This is a good thing to show you as well, is for your subject, your reference your subject librarian has put together a guide. Like I put together a biology guide here, but we also have this citing sources guide. There's one on citation management software, and then citing sources, and these link to some web resources for style guides. We also have print style guides at the reference desk. If you ever want that, they'll like tome. They're like 800 pages. It's very scary for citations. Okay, but back to Google Scholar and how to connect this. So if you want to be doing your research at One World or Hunga Dunga, you can do that and still be attached or still have Google Scholar know that you're a University of Idaho student by going to settings, over here, 3 lines, and then settings, and then library links, and see how all of these are checked. If you search University of Idaho, then you can select those 3. Open WorldCat. WorldCat is a catalog that catalogs all of the print books in the whole, well, mostly the whole world. So that will also get you eventually back to the University of Idaho Library. They'll also tell you any other library that owns something. So if you want that, to select that, you can too. But that's mostly for print books. Okay. What a whirlwind tour, right? Okay, any questions on finding books or articles? Library, yes.
So with this setup on the Google Scholar, would we be able to download the article?
Yes, if
because based on my experience, most times I have to still use the school's VPN to get the article.
Yes, so you'll be how it'll work is if you've connected the library links and you're off campus, is when you go, you click on that University of Idaho Get It, and it takes you back to the library catalog. Is that, see this sign-in bar here? You'll sign in, and that will give you access off campus. And that'll get you, if you sign in, you'll have access anywhere to all of our resources. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions? Yes.
Is there a way to change the way that the Summit books borrowing from Summit libraries is working? Because it gives you the book for a few weeks and then you have to bring it back and they take it back and then they bring it back.
Yeah.
If you want to keep it for longer.
No is the short answer.
Why?
Because all 38 libraries have agreed to that. Although I'll let the people who are my bosses know
Yes,
that it's
please.
annoying. I know, because 6 weeks is not very long to have a book.
Is it longer for graduate students?
Not
Oh,
for
I guess
summit
for summit,
books.
yeah.
Yeah, summit books are all 6 weeks. Yes, I know. I'll bring it up. I have a meeting right after this, and I'll say, can we do something about
Yeah,
that?
just tell them
I'll
the
tell 'em.
students are
I'll
complaining.
tell them right away. Yeah, Delisa, remind me to tell everyone. Okay.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
because other things we can have for a long time.
Long time. Yes. I can't remember how long now, but a long time. And you can just renew it online forever and ever. Don't lose them. Don't lose them. Keep them for too long. That's what happens to me. Okay. So now I'm just going to do a quick little tour of some other resources that are available to you here at the library. So I want services. Okay. So under services, so we have the CDIL, which is the Center for Digital Inquiry and Learning. If any of you are studying through class, that is mainly what the CDIL focuses on, but they do a lot of digital humanities and digital scholarship. They have fellowships for graduate students. So keep that in mind. There's also the Think Open Fellowship, which we've done. If any of you are teaching a class, you can get $1,000 for using an open educational resource and using it for your class. They also have a really fancy VR. So if you're into that, you can go check that out. We also have Special Collections, which is up under Collections. And Special Collections is in the room next door. Right now, they have some really, really great stuff out, and they'll be open. They're open 10 to 2. We have Baby Joe Vandal from the 1924. So creepy. And it's this little baby version of Joe Vandal. You should go look. And there's also some cuneiform tablets from a couple thousand years BC. And then some tiles we just got from a building that was destroyed in Hiroshima that the University of Hiroshima just sent us. So, but they're safe. There's a whole letter telling you why you're not going to get radiation poisoning from them. But they also have a lot of things about Idaho history, as well as the jazz collection. There's also the digital collections, which is a lot of digitized things. And then there's some theses and dissertations that we've digitized in-house here. So this is another way to find some of those theses and dissertations.
Would that be like older ones?
Yeah. Pretty much everything you'll find here should be in ProQuest by now, though. The other database I showed you. There's just a couple holdovers from other ways we've done things before. The mill. Have any of you been to the mill yet? Oh, no. Okay, so like a little bit of everything. Where is the mill website? Okay, the mill. So the mill is our makerspace. It's in the back left corner of the first floor. And we have 3D printers that you can reserve time for. We have a button maker. We have a vinyl cutter. There's more VR. We have an Oculus Go. There's a sewing machine. There's little mini robots. I mean, all kinds of things. Everything there is free. It doesn't have to be something scholarly. You can go just to create something to craft. There's colored pencils to de-stress. It's very fun. And
So say you wanted to make a vinyl decal or something. Do you have to reserve a time, or
no,
you just go in there and be like, I want to do this?
You just go in and say, I want to do this, and they will help you figure out how to do it. You don't know how to do anything to go in. So the only thing you have to reserve time for is the 3D printer, because it can take like 6 or 12 or 20 hours to print something out. But they'll help. They'll show you how the software to do modeling for that if you're interested. And we do have some workshops for that as well. You can see all the workshops the library has. You scroll down on the front page for upcoming events, and you can see the whole calendar. Oh, and if you want to stalk some of your professors, you can go search in Vivo. These are all the CVs of all the University of Idaho faculty. So.
What's Vivo?
Vivo, I don't know what it stands for, but it's just an online version of faculty CVs. So it'll link out to all of their articles, research interests.
Where do you find that?
Just here on that, you can view this preview.
How did you get there?
This is just the library front page.
Is it really? Okay.
And it's also, where else is Vivo?
It's under collections.
Collections. Vivo Institutional Repository. So that exists as well.
Can you search any institution?
No. Some, Cornell has it too. There's a few other, but this is just University of Idaho. But it's pretty interesting.
So you found your professors already?
We also have maps. If any of you do work with GIS, you will probably get to know Bruce Godfrey, our GIS librarian, pretty well. So we have a lot of maps online. We also have a map room, which is just this way in the back corner. It is very quiet. If you ever want a place with nice windows that's quiet, the map room is good. We also have topographic maps if you like hiking, and huge globes. And then right by the map room, we have the Vandal Food Pantry, which is just in a little hallway there. We just got it last year, so just so everyone knows that we have that as well. I've already told you about your liaison librarians. I really
So
do
what
mean
if-
it if you want to email them.
What if we don't have one? I feel like CALS didn't have one.
CALS does not, you're in the middle of
Who do I harass?
hiring. So for CALS,
Can I harass you?
you can ask me. Yeah, if you have a question, I'd be happy to answer it. Right now, Kristen Hendrick is kind of fielding most of those. She's our associate dean, and her email's on there, and for art and architecture is her normal area. You can also always send any question to the libref@uidaho.edu email, and we will get your question to the right persons. We'll all work together to figure it out. We love finding things that are hard to find.
What was her name, Kristen what?
Kristen Hendrick is art and architecture, and also currently CALS.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Yes. All right. And you see on the one handout I gave you the next grad student essentials. And if I could just ask you all to fill this out, the little assessment thing out. It's just for me, for my own betterment. I didn't put it on there, but if you wouldn't mind putting in what you're studying, I think I would find that very fascinating to know. Yeah.
So just for logging onto the library account, is that the same username and password as email?
Yes. Yeah, it is your single sign-on.
Don't you have to register that long code on the back of your rental card for ILL?
Yes, for ILL. Oh yes, I kept promising you ILL, and then I never showed you. So ILL you can find here. Stands for Interlibrary Loan. And you'll see here, it's like pre-filled for mine, that's the code on the back of your Vandal ID. Fun fact, it's the only reason you'll ever use that number. And hopefully, we're going to get single sign-on for interlibrary loan next year. You'll never have to use that number again. But you have to make an account the first time. So it's first time users click here. First time users click here. And then you make your own account. And there was, for the Zoom participants, there was a question that if your, to log onto your library account was the same as everything else with your Vandal ID. And the answer is yes. Did you get that? Yeah. All right. If you have any more questions, I'll just be up here. I'm going to stop recording though. That's cool. And thank you all so much for coming. And you're clapping. Yeah, and hopefully I'll see you all in a couple weeks next week for our next essential, but I'll be back for the Zotero.